There hasn't been a whole lot of uplift to the year 2020, which is why CBS This Morning went looking for some better news, not in the headlines, but in something a little more eternal. Here are a couple questions for you. Are most people basically good? Can we count on our fellow Americans? And when it really matters, who among us would be there to help? With those questions in mind, we adapted a simple experiment from the world of social science. Take a look. How are you?
As we flagged down shoppers last week on New York's Long Island,
We got one simple question.
it didn't take long to discover.
If you were to lose your wallet, how likely do you think it is it'd get returned?
A lot of us have lost faith in our fellow man.
Probably like 10%?
What do you think?
I think it'd be gone. Like,
You think it'd be gone?
Yeah, I think it'd be gone.
So pessimistic.
Many people wouldn't expect to see that wallet ever again.
People find it and take it.
People would find it and take it.
Yeah.
And if there was cash inside,
Probably the wallet gets returned and the cash is missing.
My ID might be in there, that about it. But all the credit cards, the cash, gone.
and sure enough, a recent study found that most people think this way, believing the more money in a lost wallet, the less likely it is to be returned. But what if we're wrong about humanity? With only one way to find out, we set up hidden cameras and filled several plastic wallets with $65 in cash. To make it look authentic, we included a key, a grocery list, and a stack of business cards with a name and phone number.
Hi, ma'am.
And then we lost them.
Excuse me, sir. Hi, is this yours?
Or more precisely, a producer passed off each wallet to a perfect stranger.
Hi, I found this just now right there in the corner. Do you guys think maybe you can figure this out? Because I really have to go.
There was absolutely nothing to stop these people from wandering off.
Yeah, he seems to be pondering it.
And in fact,
Interesting.
as we watched from a nearby car, some folks did walk away with our cash. But they were the exception. Of the 8 wallets we lost, 5 found their way back to us, as people either delivered the wallet to a business or police station.
We work for CBS, so we're doing a little social psychology experiment. Yeah. There you go.
Or took the time
Oh, you found my wallet. Thank you.
to see it safely returned in person.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Here.
No,
Appreciate
definitely,
it.
sir.
And you returned the wallet.
Well, what else would you do?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. What else would you do?
Well, I couldn't take it, that's for sure.
Why did you do it?
Why? It's dead. Shouldn't even have to answer that question. It's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do.
How many people do you think would do that in this day and age?
I think a lot more than people think so.
Yeah?
She's right. Our little experiment was inspired by and got results similar to those of a landmark study published last year in the journal Science. More than 70% of lost wallets were returned if they had a large amount of money inside. And despite our assumptions, the more money the wallet contained, the more likely it was to be returned.
I found it right over here on the corner.
In other words, the more it mattered,
All right, thank you
the
so
more
much,
people
ma'am.
did the right thing. But Steven Pinker could have told you that.
It feels good to really help someone.
He's a cognitive psychologist and professor at Harvard.
If there's an opportunity to confer a large benefit to someone else at a small cost to yourself, then you do it.
Would it be too trite to say that there's more good in the world than we expect?
I don't think it would be too trite. I like the expression from Abraham Lincoln, the better angels of our nature, because it implies that we do have those better angels, but it also implies that that's not all there is to human nature.
Well, it also suggests that the angels are not the underdog. In fact, they win quite often.
They win quite often, and the imperative for all of us is to kind of jigger the rules, the norms, the incentives, so as to bring out our better angels and to marginalize our inner demons.
He says the many negative things we typically hear in the news overshadow the many positive developments all around us. Man returns wallet, after all, isn't much of a headline. And yet in his 2018 book, Enlightenment Now, Pinker makes the case for good news, finding that our lives, by almost every measure, are improving. And the worst off parts of the world today are better off than the best off parts not long ago.
Poverty has gone down, illiteracy has gone down, violence has gone down, not by magic, but when humans apply their ingenuity to solving problems, every now and again they can succeed.
So we got to admit it's getting better.
Not everywhere, but mostly.
Isn't that interesting?
It is interesting, and it's really good news.
Yeah, it is.
You were saying in that study they literally lost $650,000?
Yeah, $650,000 all around the world, virtually every country in the world, and everywhere. humanity does the right thing most of the time, and in particular when there's more money involved.
Right.
We are there for one another, and we don't appreciate the extent to which we are.
So they got most of that 650.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that. I always believe that there's more good than not, but the 72% number did surprise me.
Yeah.
That 72% will do that.
And Stephen Pinker there of Harvard says it's also important to recognize that even right now, humanity is working on our behalf. Human ingenuity is coming to the rescue in the form of the vaccines we've been talking about this morning. And so while we still think of this as kind of a rough year and it's coming to a close, we should recall that the world is in a better place today, big picture, long term, than we were 100 years ago. Yeah. And as we gird ourselves for progress in a new year, that's a little bit of inspiration for you. It does get better over time.